Do you do this thing where you hear some crazy story about maybe a paranormal event or a cryptid that's been terrorizing campers, maybe a UAP crash that the government's covering up, and you might be a busy person, but all of a sudden researching that story goes to the top of your to-do list? Because I do that. But it's not going to be a waste of time from now on, because I've started this new podcast called Aliens Are Behind Everything and Other Probably True Nonsense. I'm comedian Bob Bledsoe. You may have seen me on my niche popular YouTube channel, Green Room Pythons, or maybe you've seen me perform at a festival somewhere, or maybe you saw me on TV. Maybe you haven't seen me anywhere, but that's okay, because we can get to know each other each week, where I'll be delivering a different unexplained mystery or happening. Maybe it's a specific species of Bigfoot that only lives in one area. And even just going back to the 1960s, there were apparently all kinds of investigations being done by what they're calling amateur cryptozoologists. Now, I want to ask something seriously here, and I don't want to offend any zoologists of any kind by asking this. Is there such a thing as a professional cryptozoologist? Is anybody making any money at cryptozoology? I mean, I guess you could write a book or have a YouTube channel or something like that and be a cryptozoologist, but there's no degrees. You're not getting a degree in cryptozoology. I don't think, anyway. Let me know if I'm wrong. Or lost civilizations that we're just now discovering. Many of these sites apparently line up with astronomical true north, which means that they had astronomers. And there's not too many primitive tribes that have an in-house astronomer. You know how you could tell the in-house astronomer, though, in a primitive tribe? The one whose junk isn't showing. The one who's like, hey, check this out, you guys. Before I graduated astronomy school, I invented something. They're called slacks. Maybe it's a secret military program that's all about mind control, wormholes, remote viewing. But that wasn't the craziest part of it, according to the crewmen who were fused to the wall of the ship. I mean, those guys were dead, so they couldn't be interviewed. But I would imagine if they were interviewed, they would say that, you know, being fused into the walls of the ship was the most surprising part for them. Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now what side of the belief line I fall on with regard to this sort of thing. I'm skeptical, for one thing, but I also really want something to be out there. So I think that puts me right on the line. Just straddling a slack line of indecision. That's a weird metaphor, and I'm going to apologize for that, because that is not what this podcast is about, weird metaphors. I could edit this out, but it's going to take time, and I'd rather just be researching a story. So we're going to leave it in the trailer nonetheless. I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, the first 3 episodes of this podcast are going to drop on the same day, Thursday, February 19th. February 19th. I said the date wrong before, so now I have to edit it because, you know, it's important information. So that's my commitment to you, is that if I say important information wrong, I will take the time to edit it, but not the other thing. February 19th. And then weekly episodes will follow. So if, you know, having a cup of coffee with me as we discuss crazy stories and have a few laughs is something that revs your engine, please subscribe on whatever platform you'd like to experience this on. It could be Spotify, Apple, any of those podcast audio platforms, or if you want to see it in video version, YouTube. You could subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I think you can see it on video on Spotify too, but I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I just feel like we're getting into alien territory here. You get what I mean, right? That, like, there had to have been aliens involved. Obviously aliens. Right? You didn't think we were going to get to aliens in this episode, but we did. There you go. Hey, listen, by the way, when I said revs your engine, I didn't mean it like, I just meant it as friends. So I just want us to be friends, if that's okay.